of a demo for luring your dog. So I have this is just kibble. So this is really boring food. Now what we do when we're luring is we're sticking the treat in front of their nose and we're just moving them around so that they follow the food. Okay, so little bit of a piece of kibble. This one's really boring kibble, and you can see I've just got it over his nose and I'm bringing him around and moving him around, just following the food. Ideally we can have our treat like this in our fingers, or we can just have it just over the top of their nose so it's easy for them to get it and they're not really nibbling at our fingers. If the food's too high value, so a little bit of potassium, which might be a little bit more high value for your dogs, so they might be a little bit more inclined to nibble your fingers. So try using a lower value food to see whether that helps them move around. Okay. If your dog is lunging for the food and nibbling your fingers, you've probably got your hand a little bit too far away. You can see he's trying to grab the food out of my hand. So instead, we're just going to place it on his nose and move him around by that. Okay. Takes a little bit of understanding and training to be able to lure your dog without them grabbing the food. Okay, so that's a whole different technique of luring. So it's distance luring. So if your dogs are trying to grab the food out your hand or trying to grab, jump and bite the food, then your hand is just that little bit too far away from their nose. The other thing is when you've got your dog in a sit, it makes it much harder for them to start luring. They tend to just plonk their bums on the ground and don't move. This one will probably move because he's done a lot of luring in his life. Okay, so that if we were doing something like a middle, we're going to stick the treat on their nose, we're going to bring them round, get the treat right on their nose and bring them through. Okay, so I'm just going to throw that treat down, grab a little bit more food. So treat right on their nose, you can see it's right on their nose, bring round, and as I bring him through you can see the treat goes right on his nose and now he comes through. Then we can bring him up into a sit and then the food comes down to him. Okay, I hope that makes a little bit of sense of how we get that food on their nose. If it's too far away, they will lurch and try and grab. If you haven't done a lot of It's Your Choice and the aeroplane game where food comes to them rather than them stealing food from your hand. Okay, try reducing the value of the food you're using to stop the over intensity of the grab of food, as long as they're still moving for it. So hopefully that has some help, and if you've got any comments, just let me know.